Hello and good evening to you. Welcome to LTV Kenya, home of the best, and I'm your host, Kadra Hussein. You can join us on this great debate where we'll be tackling teenage pregnancies and child marriages. Today here I have a great discussion here with these great members of the society, my panelists here who will be helping me tackle this great discussion. The big issue today that we are going to discuss is why do we still have rising numbers or do we record substantial figures when it comes to teenage pregnancies despite the fact that the government is inputting measures, even including the international organizations in ensuring that we curb these problems in our societies. Remember that this is just not a problem affecting the developing countries but also in the developed countries. I'll be introducing my panelists here who will be helping me tackle this issue on the table. And yeah, tune in and join the discussion today. Welcome. We can start the introduction from right there.
Okay, thank you. I'm Mbita, Rongo Youth's representative. I'm here and
Good evening to you all. I'm Scholar Evans. I'm here to join the discussion about teen pregnancy and early marriages.
I'm Sharon Odongo. I represent an organization in Migori County called MICODEF, that is Migori County Disability Development Forum, as the secretary. I also represent persons with disability at the CDF office Rongo. And I'm also the CEO and founder of Tunaweza Girl Empowerment, a program set to cancel the girls and also to the boy child. Thank you.
Yes, good evening everyone who is watching. Joining my fellow panelists, Mbita, gender equality advocate on Commonwealth Youth Gender Equality Network that is serving the 54 countries in Africa and beyond, and also into anti-female genital mutilation that really affects our girls and women in Migori County, especially in the community. Today I'm also in the capacity of representing the voice of the young people and the civil society organizations that are working against empowerment and looking at the issues that are affecting girls and women in general in our society. Thank you, and I want to
You're welcome. So, on the 3rd of March 2020, that is early this year, the government of Kenya launched a campaign against teenage pregnancies through the Kenyan Council of Population and Development. This is just one among the measures that are being put across by the Kenyan government, and even we have international organizations stepping in to ensure that we have we're going to achieve a 0% of teenage pregnancies and child marriages. You, my viewer, can join that conversation here by commenting on the topics that we are going to tackle today. And starting from there, Sharon. Sharon, right? Or Molly? Yeah. So Molly, like, why do you think it has been a problem for us to curb teenage pregnancies, or that, like we've been having substantial figures still growing, despite that the government of Kenya and even the international organization have been chipping in to make sure that we are going to end this meanness in our society, but it is still a problem, like we are not able to achieve this. Why do you think so?
Okay, what I think is that there is this parental irresponsibility. I think as the parents, the parents has forgotten what they should do. There is just that irresponsibility to their children. Then when the teenagers too, they don't know the repercussion, the consequences of early pregnancy. Yeah. Yeah.
And to Scholar here, where do you think the problem lies?
The problem is that
we are treating a disease using wrong symptoms. We are tackling the problem using a wrong procedure. Mostly, if you look at what the government is actually put in place, is laws. And laws in and out of themselves never solve the problem. A problem like teenage pregnancy, it comes from hormones of the body, and I think it should not be treated that only culprits should be responsible as the government puts it. We need to have a discussion with those people who contribute, which are the boy child and girl child. But mostly you find that the government are focusing on trying to motivate the girls and trying to talk to them, and not even only the government but the entire society is focusing on one group, yet it is a process that involves two groups. So way forward, boy child must be brought on board, we must have open discussion, we must have good upbringing, because you find that in the society that other girls are having, we are having those early pregnancies in such families. There is one girl who goes on with her studies up to university and get job without that. So it all comes down to principles. It depends with the principle of an individual, and principles, only a few of us are born principle. It is something that must be instilled in someone. So that brings you back to the family should be doing something. The major role of it should be from the family and not even the government, because we have all other sectors where we have laws, but because they are in the government areas, they are not doing well, meaning that mostly laws never perform. They try to chip in when the offense have already occurred. But I think the major thing that we should be dealing with is family. We must have this sexual talk at family levels.
Now, Mr. Scholar, you've mentioned a very interesting topic, bringing the boy child on board. Like, do you think like we should generalize the knowledge on, you know, like reproductive health, in that we include the boy child in this talk? And how do you think we can achieve that in our society right now? In that, you know, like it's considered majorly, you know, like a problem of the girl in the society, or our ladies' problem, you know, like the men, like I said, like the men in the society have not considered it as a problem, you know, like we've not been having men stepping up, you know, like to fight or advocate to end this problem in the society. So how do you think we can bring men on board, you know, like not making them feel like they are in a place where they're not supposed to be? You know, like when we're having this talk, you know, like for the boys they'll be like, this is a girl's talk, I'm not supposed to be here. How do you think we can handle that?
Where we are getting the point wrong comes in where we differentiate boys, men, girls, and if we talk about society, I'm a man, I have a sister, I have a mother, and possibly I'll have a wife soon. So a society cannot be formed when we differentiate critical issues. When my sister is undergoing through something difficult such as early pregnancy, it will affect me as a man. So in this era, we should unlearn some of the myths that we had in the past. Those are the old norms that we must now put aside, that the issues about the sex, these are men, these are women, that is the issues. Even menstruation should be included in this. It is something that affects society, not only ladies, because when ladies are affected, we are all affected. When you have a problem in your eye, your entire body is having a problem. So I think we have seen during the coronavirus period, many meetings where ladies are being gathered and being talked to and being provided with sanitary towels. I think men should be involved, and they should be told that we are having a problem. And by the way, the problem is 50%. Men are responsible for these early pregnancies. So they are somehow the cause of this problem. So for you to find the solution, you must bring those who are involved and have a real talk with them. So I think what we should do, we should start a motivation talk and a mentoring process where we will be unlocking the old norms that these are female issues and these are the male issues, so that we know that as a society this involves men and women, all of us together. So from there we can start involving boy child in all of the entire process of knowing what should be done and how it can be done for us way forward.
So for Sharon here, in that now Mr. Scholar here has introduced the factor about myths and our traditions. You find that, like some of these issues, especially teenage pregnancies, like in some communities, they are socially desired. Like they don't see it as a problem. So like Scholar has just said that you should unlearn these practices, yeah? And it's very hard to take an African, to tell an African that like, or maybe I'm used to doing something, I know this is the way things are supposed to go, and like right now, you want me to go the other way. How do you think we are going to like make the communities which have considered these things not a problem and make them, like consider them to be a problem or something that is not like helping us in the current generation or in the current world right now?
Okay, thank you so much. I think the major issue here is ignorance. People are ignorant about this issue. They assume the issue of teenage pregnancy and take it as normal. And that is why some communities, you will find that they take it like it's cultural. They will favor, and they try to imagine that when a girl doesn't give birth, maybe that person can be barren, and they encourage their girls so and so. So, in my own view, I think we should have a forum, or we should have a train talk with the parents still. I will still go back to the parents, because parents hold almost 95% of the life of the child. Even the Bible says, so as you train your child, that is how he or she becomes. So we need to talk to our children. We need to tell them the issue of the advantages and the disadvantages of doing sex before marriage or having sex before marriage. We need to bring them on board. Talk to your child. Guide your child. You find that when this pandemic began, you see, this is the longest time that our country is facing it, and we are having our children at home for the very long time.
Yeah.
And now that is why the teen pregnancy is getting too long. So in my own view, I feel that the responsibility still lies with our parents, still lies with our society. And just as my colleague has said, the government also should tighten the rules. They decided to loosen the rules, so that even if you see a child doing a wrong thing, and that is not your child, you cannot punish. And you see now they are taking advantage of that. So I feel that some rules also should be set, so that as we talk or as we counsel the children, they are also given some rules.
So Sharon, like
Yes.
if I may ask, like you brought about the issue of bringing up other rules. So do you think like we should also punish these girls, like so that like others can take them to be an example in the society and not engage in such acts, or maybe they should be like given an other kind of like treatment from the rest, so that like people in the community can consider it like like when I see somebody, these are the penalties, like when I go to a prison and I see that this is what is done to people who are doing the wrong in the society, I won't do that.
Yes.
So do you think like we should also like we should not only follow the perpetrators or the child predators, also these people who willingly accept to do this, they should be having like a penalty that they will go through, even if it's something to do with community service and all that, something that is just relatable to their age?
Okay. You find that especially when we were doing our empowerment thing, just as I told you before, when we were trying to interact with the girls and then talking to them, we realized that in most cases, the pregnancies between the teens. So these teens are doing something that they don't know. That is first. And again, they will tell you that the parents are, in our generation, we have mommy is working, daddy is working. So the children are left like that. And they are not given, the parents doesn't bother about their children. You even find a class 2 having a smartphone and can go to Google and do, because you can't tell me a class 2 can have a group of people who he or she can call and communicate something maybe to do with homework or what, they will definitely go to internet. And what will they find in the internet? They will find the pornographic movies and what have you. And now they will start practicing this, not knowing what they are doing. Now that's why I was saying that there should be some limitations for them. There should be some level. The rules should be regulated to them so that they know where to reach. They know what to do. Technologies are not bad, but again, they have their disadvantages. So I believe, I think that we should have some forum where there is that standard set for each and every person, such that, for example, in my family, you would not touch a phone until you finish your phone. Yeah. So I think such things should be also brought on board so that these things can have their limits. They can proceed, but they have some where they reach.
So, to Vincent here, what I would like to ask you, like Sharon has just told us about, she has introduced the issue about social media being involved, in this issue. So, do you think like the government of Kenya or even the judicial system in all countries, they should be implementing laws where they protect the content on which our children absorb whenever they are on the internet, and even these sites, they should be penalized when a minor can access those sites? What kind of laws should be put across so that we are able to control the kind of things that our children absorb from social media?
Yeah, Hussein, thank you very much, and I want to appreciate what my fellow panelists have brought on board, and specifically what Sharon has brought on board about social media. I think all of us know that social media is a tool, and it's something we are in we are now in the millennial generation, whereby each and every child, each and everyone is exposed to the content of the media and everything at a click, because we are living in a global setup. So I think basically I want to say that a time has come that we really need to have a candid discussion, because even this time of COVID-19 pandemic, whereby there was restricted movement, there was all the other stuff, the directive from the World Health Organization on how we can go about it to prevent its spread. We realized that it was a time now that people are shifting the focus in terms of accessing education, in terms of communication, in terms of doing a lot of things. Our lives really changed because we could do other things. We could communicate with people. We could do a Zoom. We could do anything right at the click of the sitting room, bedroom, and everywhere. So this time has come that we really need to have a conversation within our family, as Sharon has put it. We really need to discuss. And again, I don't know why Kenya is running away from this, but a time has come whereby now we really need to have a comprehensive sexual education within our family setup, within schools, because this is something that people have been, it is something that has brought a lot of antagonization, and I've seen even in the National Assembly, when such bill comes, they shy away from passing these kind of bills. So, but again, if we look at the other side of the coin, we get that these children are already exposed to this content, the pornographical content, everything around that teaches them. And recently, I'm in very many WhatsApp group, and I saw one person sharing something that really made me to really look into it, whereby there was this small kids, one age 9, one age around 6 years, another one around 9. There were 3 of them seeing this thing on social media content, but they are not able to. They are trying to practice it. So I want that we reach a position whereby Sharon, as a parent, is able to tell a kid that, at your age, you are not supposed to engage into this. At your age, it is there. Sex is there. This is something that is there. And this thing need to be practiced at this particular age. When we go to the community, like Sharon has told you, we had a campaign that keep girls safe at home. And when we were going there, we were trying to tell them the 4 clothes that a girl should wear. First, we were talking about the school uniform. The second one, we were talking about the graduation gown. The third one, we were talking about the wedding gown. And then lastly, the fourth cloth, we were talking about now the maternity, that now a girl is at that particular age.
So if I may intervene, you brought the issue of pornography, like, you know, like children practicing this kind of stuff practically at home. Maybe we can assume that maybe the parents were there, or maybe they were not there, you know, like with the wake of COVID-19, everyone is at home and everyone has the access to social media.
Sure.
So for the laws of Kenya, like, you know, like the judicial system, you know, how can we make sure that the content, you know, like our children access, you know, how can the laws be made into the way that, although this is an industry of its own, you know, it's an industry of its own and it's legalized in some countries, yeah, but to our country we bring on board restrictions, like only a few can access. Are you getting my point, Scholar? Can you tell me about that when it comes to laws? How can we go about it? You know, like legalizing pornography, and at what age should these sites like be made accessible to the public?
I think I will be pragmatic on the issue, but clarify on some points that was coming in my mind as you were discussing. You asked if there is a case of teenage pregnancy, if such kind of a girl can be punished. I'm very close to my Luo culture. It used to be there that when you get, if you become pregnant, when you are still with your mother, not even teenage, you must be married to a very old man or a third wife. That was a punishment. But now we are in a crisis because we are in a transition between traditions and modernity. It is always catastrophic if you are not keen during the transition, because you cannot bring such laws today because people are responsible. We are no longer not sons of society. A few societies uphold the morals of the kids because they own. That ownership is not there, right? But as long as we are, and now that we are joining the modernity world, we must not also have this kind of suffering of teenage pregnancy. So I think the punishment cannot be there directly because we still